Hey friends, on my last video I introduced you to Travis Brohawk, the economic ninja, and I had a link in my other video I just did to his site. And I was explaining about how important he is to me and to thousands of other people because of his ability to prognosticate what needs to be done in these times. So let's review really quick. So I'm going to go on and talk about some of the really neat stuff that you need to do. We all need to do. So I went through it as explaining how I have met him and learned a lot from him. He's a personal friend of mine, and he has just a huge YouTube channel, The Economic Ninja, and he also has a huge teaching system, which I have personally bought and accessed just a whole lot of his teaching, and I find it incredibly valuable because he has sections on crypto and real estate and tax liens and all kinds of things that we need to know, mortgages, basically how to make money no matter what. Like I said, there's more millionaires made during a depression than any other time, and we're headed for one. So let's use that as the basis for what we're going to talk about. We are headed for a massive recession. There is no way with $1 trillion debt that the U.S. government is going to be able to continue. We're going to have to reform it, reset it, do something. There's lots of talk about, different words that people use about the reset. Nasara, Jasara, whatever it is, we can't continue. We're not going to continue like we are. And the central banks are going to be the ones that are going to fail. And the banks are going to fail. So if you have a really big 401k and you think you're doing okay and you got lots of money in the bank because you're retiring, maybe you don't have a penny in the bank. I don't know. But the bank is a great place to keep money that you use on a monthly basis, and that's about it. If you need to get a mortgage for a house, you have to have money your down payment has to age for 60 days in an account. That's understandable. Other than that, you should have your money working for you. Why would you have it in a bank where you make no interest at all? So let's talk about what to do with it, because if there's a crash coming, and if your money's in the bank and the dollar is crashing and the banks are going to crash and they're going to take your money because it's called a bail-in, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to do some research because it's all real. Okay, there's not conspiracy theory, and besides, most of the conspiracy theories I believed in turned out to be real, almost all of them. So here we are. We're in reality. Trump's president, and there's going to be a big change, and he's telling us that. One of the changes he's telling us, if you listen, if your ears aren't closed like a lot of Democrats are, I'm sorry if you're a Democrat, but your ears are closed. You're not listening to Trump. You don't know what he's talking about. You should, because he's your president. Is he's going to push crypto. And there's a reason why. Because it's a reset. It's an alternative system. He knows the dollar is crashing. He's coming to an administrative 4 years where there's nothing he can do that's going to stop the slide. No matter how good or how bad, it's going to happen. And so you need to protect yourself. So I don't care if you are Republican or Democrat. You need to protect yourself, and I'm here to help you. Okay? And if you don't like this channel, turn it off. But I'm going to tell you the truth the whole time. So what is important to know is that if you are a person who has any funds at all, more than you are spending, not everybody is broke. Or if you're a person who's going to find a way to make more money, so we're going to cover endlessly on this channel how to do that. Now, I'm talking to the ones right now that have, 10, 20, 30, 100, 200, 300, $400,000 somewhere, 401k or something. I would get it out. I'm not a tax or a financial advisor, so I can't tell you, I don't sell anything. So I'm not to worry, but I can tell you that when the market crashes, it's going to take down everything with it. So you hear about gold and silver. That's the first thing. If you don't have some gold and some silver, and you're not making a wise, productive, on-purpose plan to buy some silver and gold every month, every week, if you can, then you are missing one of the great stores of monetary value. Because when the dollar goes up, the gold and silver, dollar goes down, the gold and silver go up. I mean, it's not, you're not going to get rich on gold and silver, but if you want to maintain some of the value, inflation's eating away at it, taxes eat away at money. I'm talking everything's eating away at the dollar value. Okay, the BRICS currency. If you don't know what BRICS is, Google BRICS currency. Okay, it's a group of nations that are going to end the petrodollar, which is what the United States has been formulated on, and that those days are ending. So if you are going to buy gold and silver, I advise you, don't leave it, don't keep it at your house. There you got safe deposit boxes, and you need more than one, because you never know what could have the safe deposit box at the bank. But don't keep gold and silver. You can keep a few pieces around. I keep a single ounce of silver with me in my pocket. It's worth $30, just to remind me. But I don't keep it in my house, and I suggest you don't either. It's not safe. There's great organizations that will store your gold and silver for you. They're very reputable. There's many of them, and we could probably talk about some of them later. But if you put it in a safe, that's in your house. That's where people are going to go. See what I'm saying? I don't have a safe because I don't keep it here. Okay, but it's important to get it and to keep it somewhere safe. Right now, safe deposit boxes are pretty good. They're not perfect because they can get raided too. But that's just gold and silver. Now let's talk about crypto, because the Trump administration is going to use crypto, and Bitcoin is the most solid, right? But it's not necessarily the only one you should have. There's maybe another one you should have also. So the Bitcoin uses the blockchain to do a transaction. Those can take up to 20 minutes. That's why you don't go to a store and pay with Bitcoin. You'd be standing around waiting at the checkout stand for 15, 20 minutes for the Bitcoin blockchain to percolate through its algorithm. And it's expensive, and it takes a long time. So it's not used for day-to-day transactions. It is used for very large transactions, and it can be very valuable there. And there's only a limited number of them that'll ever be, and so it has its own scarcity, so it goes up in value. Whereas the federal government prints $1 trillion a year, right? And that causes inflation, and it deflates the value of what we already have. Bitcoin can't do that. That's why it keeps going up. Have you noticed? Why is it going up? Because there's only so much of it. So that's one thing. And if you need to know how to buy it, I'll put a link in the video description. Be a link to, you could use Ninja's site. He has a link. He has a class he teaches on how to buy Bitcoin. Very, very easy, nice class. But there's another one called XRP. And why is XRP important? Well, a couple of things. First of all, an XRP transaction is inexpensive and fast. It is a blockchain. It is a type of crypto, but you can have a 20-second transaction rate with XRP, and it's really cheap. It's about $1. The Bitcoin's about 98,000. XRP is about $1, but XRP has silver has a higher potential going up faster than gold, because silver has more use cases. Silver's the most patented single element in the world. There's more things you can do with silver. There's so much manufacturing done with silver. It boggles my mind, and so much more is going to be done. Solar panels, electric batteries, electronics all use silver. XRP is like the silver to Bitcoin. XRP has use cases. That means there's projects, there's countries that are using it, and it's growing and growing and growing, and the upside potential is much higher. Now that's one you could make money on, right? Like Bitcoin and XRP, you could actually make some great bucks. I'm not telling you to buy it or telling you where to buy it. I'm just saying it is a good potential. It looks like it could work, right? And it's been working. Okay, a lot of people bought it when it's a couple pennies, and it's at $1. Think about that right now. What an increase that would be. It's a dollar is kind of a bargain for it right now. The other reason it's important is the government has ETFs on Bitcoin and is going to do ETFs on XRP. XRP just settled a huge legal case with the federal government, and they're done. It's over with. They settled. So the ETFs, if you don't know what those are, that's the way that the COMEX works. That's the way that metals work. That's the way trading is done. It's electronic trading format. And Bitcoin and XRP, Bitcoin I think is already there. XRP is about to be there with ETFs. And when that happens, more and more people are going to want it. Here's another thing about scarcity with XRP. XRP burns itself. So there's a burn rate. That means that it consumes some of it and it disappears. Whereas Bitcoin, it has this long algorithm to create a Bitcoin, and then the next one takes like twice as long to create. It's a very slow, arduous process to create more Bitcoin. XRP started with a certain amount and it burns, which means there's less and less and less of it to a certain point. So it creates its own scarcity through that way. It's just another way to do it. But what that means is it's not inflationary in terms of that you can just generate more XRP. It's not done like that. It's different. And I don't know everything about it, and a lot of it's confusing to me. But I don't know a lot about a lot of stuff, but I still do it, and it works. So I would like to leave you with the fact that you need to do something. And we're going to talk a lot more about how to make more money. I keep telling you, I know some things that you can do. I really do. And that's two of them right there. I mean, how to preserve your wealth and how to make money. But if you have no money at all, you're living paycheck to paycheck. You're being told to make more money. You've got to find a way. And if you think it's going to be through that next job, it could, but it probably won't. It's probably more through the fact that you need to have ingenuity and get involved in some type of business. I mean, even wash windows, do something extra, and then take that money, sell some. I know a guy who has a course on how to sell stuff on Amazon. That's incredibly easy to do. How would you like to sell stuff on Amazon, make an extra couple $1,000 a month? Then you take that money, and that's the money you invest and work with. So it's this concatenation of events that you keep monetizing and then growing and then monetizing and growing. That's all businesses are built. And you're incorporated, you're the business, right? And at some point, you want to look at LLCs, maybe corporations. There's things you're going to want to do to protect yourself, right? Because then you make the almighty dollar. You're going to want to protect the almighty dollar. You got to put an army around it of legal angels, to keep people out of it. And that's we'll talk about that later. Anyway, that's it for right now. And I'm looking forward to working with you guys. And any questions you have, put them in the comments and I'll try to give a good answer. Bye-bye.